Progressive Democrats always have a very difficult path towards getting elected. It's not just that the Republican Party will cast them as radical, and they'll purposely mischaracterize their platforms as giving free handouts to people. It's not just that. It's not just that at all. The other part is that they also must battle the Democratic Party itself. And right now that's happening in Rhode Island. This week, the Rhode Island Democratic Party revealed their endorsements for the primaries on September 12th. And it seems that they may be retaliating against three progressive incumbents who, three progressive incumbent women who ousted three mainstays, Democratic mainstays back in 2016. Incumbent state rep Maura Jane Walsh did not receive an endorsement, but Michael Earnhardt did. So Michael Earnhardt, he has been registered as a Republican in 2012, 2014, and 2016. And in 2016, he voted for Donald Trump for president over Hillary Clinton. He explained this as that he just could not support Hillary Clinton. But he maintains that he has been a lifelong Democrat, and there are some in the Democratic Party that are parroting that kind of language as well, even though Earnhardt switched his registration to Democrat, I believe, earlier this year in March. He's the guy that they chose over a progressive incumbent.
I think it's interesting that you mentioned how Republicans tend to describe, progressives, free handouts and all that stuff. But you also did mention that progressives have to fight on two different fronts, Republicans and then establishment Democrats.
Right.
Two parts of the establishment.
Mm-hmm.
But I think members of the Democratic Party use the same, have the same tactics. They just use different rhetoric, because Republicans use words like and use phrases like handout, freeloader, to where people like, let's say, Hillary Clinton, they use words like unicorns and ponies.
They do.
You know what I'm saying? This is it's a softer way of saying freeloader or handout.
Yeah, it is.
But all these three women, they ran as Democrats, right?
They ran as Democrats.
Okay.
Of course, they have a progressive platform,
but
they
ran as Democrats. So I thought the whole idea was like, vote blue no matter who,
and especially support the incumbent. We see that all over the country.
All the time. And I mean,
support the incumbent,
and kind of like, and I guess in the spirit of kind of what's popular now, the whole blue wave, the massive tsunami that's supposed to splash onto the political beaches.
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't they getting the support if the Democratic Party is this big tent party and the whole idea is, hey, vote blue no matter who? Why are they going out of their way to try to find people to endorse? Not only they're going out of the way to find people to endorse, they're going out of their way to find people to endorse that don't even have the same social values that Democrats tend to support.
There was another incumbent state rep, Marsha Ranglin Vassell. She lost the endorsement in her reelection bid to Holly Coolman, who is another conservative Democrat. She's a Providence College professor, and she does not support abortion rights. She said, "I am committed to core democratic principles, including protecting workers' rights, protecting immigrants' rights, common sense gun control, environmental sustainability, and access to health care for all." That last part is what is so funny to me. Do you not realize that access to health care includes access to abortion? Do you not understand that? She obviously doesn't understand that.
The fact that she understands that, or the fact that she doesn't understand that kind of is an indication that she's a fraud.
Exactly. Again, you can be pro-life or really pro-birth. You can be that. I have no problem with that. Personally, you can be that all day, up and down, 24/7. No problem with that. No problem, right? But when you then say other people must follow your personal beliefs, that's where the problem arises. Okay, if you want to do something about abortion, I say all the time, let's tackle poverty. Let's get healthcare access to all. Let's do something about ensuring that comprehensive sex education is in all schools. Wrangling Vassell, again, who lost the endorsement to Holly Coolman, she's opposed the Rhode Island Speaker of the House, whose name is Nick Mattiello, many times. Mattiello is also a conservative Democrat. He has a 100% rating from the NRA. He does not support abortion rights. He is also in opposition to increases of the minimum wage. So this is what you have in Rhode Island. The other candidate, the other progressive candidate or incumbent that we want to talk about is incumbent state senator Jeanine Calkin. She didn't get the endorsement. The friend of the longtime senator she beat got the endorsement. His name is Mark McKinney. So Calkin is a Bernie Sanders supporter. She advocates for abortion access, single-payer health care, increases to the minimum wage. Again, go down the line, and she's a progressive candidate. She's been a progressive state senator.
You know what's interesting to me about this is, as far as the Democratic Party goes, because this has been getting, even though this is happening in Rhode Island, this has been getting national attention.
It has.
And as a consequence of this situation getting national attention, the Democratic Party in Rhode Island rescinded their endorsements for two of those candidates, two of the problematic ones, which to me is an admittance of guilt. You know what I'm saying? You're saying that these candidates were actually problematic. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, they would kind of stick by their endorsement.
Yep.
I just don't think there's any way that the Democratic Party did not know who they were endorsing. You mean to tell me that they didn't get the Carfax on these people? They knew exactly who they were endorsing. But when you're a party that's like desperate to like maintain that status quo, mm-hmm. what you'll do is you'll push people out of the way, which are progressives, that come in conflict with that arrangement. And it's weird, but I'm thinking of it like this. It's like progressives are like the Colin Kaepernick of politics, or the Colin Kaepernick of the Democratic Party. They're going out of their way to find people who actually are not progressive.
Yeah.
Who aren't qualified for the job.
Uh-huh.
Supposedly, I guess, job qualifications that the Democratic Party says that you're supposed to have, right? These skills that you're supposed to have, they were going after people that don't have those skills. So it's like they're treating these progressives like Colin Kaepernick.
When you look at Rhode Island, okay, in the Rhode Island General Assembly, on the state Senate side, there are 31 Democrats and 5 Republicans. In the House of Representatives, there are 62 Democrats and 12 Republicans. Okay? So this is one of the bluest states in the country. But is it really blue? Because what's at the heart of this blue? Like, what does this blue actually mean? Because if they are supportive, like the majority of them are supportive of the NRA, they have 100% ratings from the NRA, they don't support abortion access. It seems like in Rhode Island, you have a Republican Party and a Republican light party. You don't really have a Democratic Party in Rhode Island.
So it's not really blue. It's like a North Carolina UNC type blue,
something like that.
A baby blue.
Yeah. And then another thing, like the state senate or the state senate candidate that's running against Jeanine Calkin, Mark McKinney, on his campaign website, he says, "Let's fix Rhode Island together." So I'm just thinking here, right? Again, Rhode Island is one of the bluest states in the country. How come you haven't fixed it yet? It's been blue for a long time. Why haven't you fixed it? What are you talking about? Let's fix it together. You have been in control for years. Why haven't you fixed it yet? These conservative Democrats are in control. Why haven't you fixed it?
Because they don't want to fix it. They don't want to fix anything. Well, they just keep saying we'll fix it, we'll fix it, we'll fix it, while
every cycle, right?
Yeah,
every cycle.
Yeah.
We're going to fix
And
it.
it's actually worse because, like you said, they represent the overwhelming majority.
See, and that's the point. I want like, it makes sense when you're talking about like any state. If you're talking about any state that it fluctuates, like Democratic control, Republican control. If you're talking about on federal races, when you're talking about the Senate and the House, it fluctuates, right? There are a lot of Democrats, there are a lot of Republicans, right? But in a state like Rhode Island, where the majority has always been Democrats, what are you fighting against? So, why do you have to fix it when you are always there? So it's not like Republicans are messing things up. You are always there.
So basically what you're saying is he doesn't realize how stupid he sounds by saying that.
It must not. I mean, it's a good slogan.
Oh no.
Or good thing to say in a campaign. Yeah, let's fix things together.
Yeah, it's a good slogan to use in a campaign ad. Or it's a good kind of slogan to use when you want to, I guess, offer some sort of excuse to why things aren't progressing in a certain direction. You know what I'm saying?
But you mugs are fighting against each other. Are you even fighting? Like, it seems like all you're fighting is progressives who they don't have control of Rhode Island. It's all you conservative Democrats. So why haven't you got the job done? Maybe your policies are bad. Maybe your positions are bad and they don't actually advocate for the best interests of people. Could that possibly be it?
I think, like, underneath what he said, kind of that's what it means. He doesn't know that's what it means, but he just kind of, like, put it out there. And I think you accurately interpreted his sentiments. He didn't know that you were going to do that.
I didn't let him know.
Yeah. I don't think he knew anybody was going to do that.
No.
But he was actually putting himself out there in a bad way by saying that.
Yeah. Again, like, it makes sense if, Republicans, Democrats, we got way too many Republicans, man. We gotta fix things. They've been ruining stuff for so long. But Rhode Island, Democrats control it and have been controlling it for years. What's your excuse? Probably your bad policies. That's the only thing I can point to.